Good morning, traders. Are you guys ready? It was a full melt up mode yesterday. Will we run into a full meltdown? I hope not. Let's just find out what happens in the market today. Hit the like button. Live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. It's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, team, let's get it started. Let's take a look into the trading action and let's bring on the boy, my man, Ryan Fluna, always here, always ready to battle. Let's get into the market today. We'll see what happens. Can we continue the straight up melt up? And I was talking about this yesterday, Ryan, that remember how I was saying it. And I felt like, man, I'm front running this move in the Qs. I'm front running it. And this is what I don't want to be doing too much of, and exactly what happened yesterday. So yesterday, we never even came back to the VWAP, and I was talking about that. Were we ever going to actually crack the VWAP on the downside? I took my hit in Moo yesterday, took a $9 loss, 9-something loss, the biggest hit in the Moo account so far. I pushed it a little bit more, and today I just want to kind of slow things down. That's the main thing always. Whenever you take a hit, don't try to make it all come back to in the next day. This is an easy way and recipe for disaster. I've seen this happen countless times before. Instead of hitting the brake pedal, what do you normally do after you took a big loss? You hit the gas pedal. The complete opposite of what traders should go ahead and focus on, which is what? Risk preservation. It's not now I need to go full on risk mode because I took a loss yesterday, right? I just wanted to talk about this because I think that this is what this show's really good at. It's not necessarily only that we trade like we talk about this. This is not about you guys copycatting trades and making millions. And I mean, you can go to all the different trading schools out there if you want to go check them out, Warrior Trading, all those other ones out there for things like that, right? What we're here for is to really show process. Show you guys that, this is how we're going to have our ups and downs, right? So right now I'm going through a little rut in the day trading life, but the swing trading life doing me well. And what does that show me more and more? Find what you guys are good at. Find it. Work hard towards that. Not necessarily just being good at the market. Because if you're trying to just be good at the market, well, you're going to be trying to try every single trade underneath the sun, right? But the truth is we need to find what we are good at. Once we find what we are good at, then we can start working that repeatable process to end in the green. Let's go to the stock market. Let's see what we got today. Of course, yesterday I was fighting myself to not short Tesla towards the close, and exactly what I shouldn't have done. I did not do at least, but I'm looking at it today and looking back like, man, at least that was a good decision because Tesla's already up there to 258 and could just squeeze higher, right? I know that some shorts probably got in yesterday. Big level for me watching today is 264. If it goes through there, it could keep pushing. Of course, today we have the quad witch, so be careful out there. Things could be moving around with opening imbalances, closing balances. So you're definitely going to see some strong volatility moves today. I still have my piece of Intel. I did not cover it yesterday. We'll see if that gets through the 37s and goes up above that. If it does get through 37, I might just take the gains off because that's going to be close to a 20% gainer in like 2 weeks. So if I could get that in 2 weeks, I don't mind. I'll take the money and run. XOM up about 2% here. I'm going to look for it to really drop off here right out the gates. I have Chevron short from, of course, the kind of yesterday's swing. And I'm actually a little red on this one. I have 158.57s. Going to look for this to go lower. And of course, you guys saw me take my swing in gold yesterday for AU to the upside. I'm going to look for this one to continue. I might actually add to this gold trade. I think we get a little bit of a lift there. All right, that's enough for my outlook. I'm going to go ahead and kick it to my man, Ryan. We'll take a look at the S&P 500. If you guys have stocks out there, of course, keep throwing them up in the chat. SPCE, I saw that out there. Who knows? Maybe we take off to the moon. Maybe we don't. We'll take a look here. Let's get to Ryan's charts and see what he's looking on the spy.
All right, so on the SPY, we are in full-on melt-up mode. Make no mistake about it, folks.
Yeah.
This is a mania. This is a mania. I fully believe that this is going to end badly for some people that get too oversized to the long position when the rug pull happens. The only problem is that I don't know when the rug pull is going to happen. So all we're left to do is play the hand that we're dealt every single morning. I took some success yesterday before the close. I'm, of course, down on it as the market continues to gap up. We have a 3-day weekend coming up. I'm going to watch it. I'll cut it if it gets too ugly, but I mean, at this point, this is ridiculous. We're at 953 on the SOXF. We have no pullbacks in tech, no pullbacks in NVIDIA. It's gapping up again here today, another 8 points as of right now. It's just at some point, this is going to end. I've just not done a good job pinpointing when that time is. So going to watch the market today. Going to watch how things go. I am hoping for a pullback. We'll see if we end up getting one. As far as some of the smaller stocks here, you guys are already hitting it. Not surprised. Yes, there is a 3-day weekend, ADW. The market is closed on Monday in observance of the Juneteenth holiday that was created last year. So there is no market on Monday. There is no live trading on Monday. There's not squawk on Monday. So don't show up Monday. Book a tea time instead. Okay. Yes, Jay, it is at an all-time low. If it's long and I own it, it is at an all-time low. I think at some point we got to get a pullback here. Anyway, some of the smaller stocks that are going on today, Space. Saw a number of you folks talking about that here today. Space, Virgin Galactic shares are trading higher after the company on Thursday said its first commercial space flight is planned between June 27th and June 30th. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit easier for you folks to see. So here we are. We're kind of trading sideways in this 570 area. In terms of levels that need to get broken here, definitely want to see a break to the upside. Remember, what we've observed recently is that upside range breaks have often just kind of pulled back. So might be better off buying towards a support. If we can pull down to this 550 level, that would be great. That'd be absolutely great. We might be able to set up for a trade there. But Space definitely moving today. Should have some pretty good volume in the regular session, so look for this to be in play here today. Another one is going to be VSIG. This is VCI Global. They popped as high as 366 earlier. Our catalyst here is VCI Global shares are trading higher after it announced a partnership with FusionX to provide artificial intelligence and big data services to clients. We're getting that AI PR. This used to be a eSig company. There were other things that it did too, I'm sure. Just be careful. I wouldn't necessarily believe any of the long-term stuff here with this. But VSIG definitely in play here today. What happened to let's see if I can get this back here. And Mitch left. Okay, awesome. Paul says it's a trap. It's a trap. That, of course, is going to make me play that. All right, let's take a look here. Nicola is next. This is continued strength from yesterday. My thoughts are the same as they were yesterday on this stock. I think that this is a really, really junky company. I will try to avoid this, but if you guys trade this, worth noting there's a resistance area up here at 177 to 183. So we'll see if we can get into that. As far as support goes for this, probably this consolidation area. I'm going to mark off the entire area just because I don't know where this is going to stop. 133 to 149. Nicola, be careful if you trade it. I'm going to look for something a little bit better. iRobot up here this morning. What happened yesterday on iRobot? I think that this was, let's see. Amazon purchase of iRobot cleared by the UK competition. So it looks like this is merging with Amazon. iRobot shares are trading higher after the UK's completion and Markets Authority cleared its acquisition deal with Amazon. So it'll be, I don't know if there's actually going to be a trade here. Looks like we already have kind of a $3 range here in the pre-market. But that's what's going on with iRobot here. So we'll see if that ends up moving. We already covered those. Here's Netty. Netty, this is ticker NETI. This popped actually as high as 15. Now we've come back here to the VWAP. I like this. I like that we're at the VWAP here. And Netty shares are trading higher after the company and Catalyr AS announced that they have entered into a business combination agreement through to combine through a stock for stock exchange. So I'm actually not sure what that's going to mean here for Netty. If any of you folks have a plan for this or have seen something like this, let me know. We'll see what we can do with that here today. Next is going to be comms. This actually used to be a really, really low price penny stock at reverse split. We were actually as high as 308 here, came all the way back down to 212. We're really extended from the VWAP. So be watching if it can get some strength to move back to the VWAP, but we'll see if we're going to really need some volume in order to do that. This is a pretty huge range here in the pre-market, not looking great. ENVX, this one trading up to the highs here today. Let me see if I can get you a catalyst for this. Innovex shares are trading higher if the company announced it achieved a quarterly milestone, producing 18,000 cells ahead of schedule on Thursday. So some pretty good biotech news here. One of the spots to definitely keep in mind here is going to be this 1568 level on the high. I think if we pull back the top of this candle from the after hours surge, actually might provide some support. That's right down there, about 1481. VWAP here is at 1524. We're at 1533. So we're really, really close there. We'll see what we end up getting involved with here today. SONN, this is continuation from yesterday. I actually forgot, this was less than $1 yesterday. Yeah, and I didn't really see any news here yesterday. So just be careful with this one. This one might pull back. Well, with everything that's going on, it might also go bananas. So who knows on SONN? I'm probably not going to trade this. I'm going to look for something else on there. Last two that I want to mention here real quick before we start taking tickers from the chat. This one, BNMV. This is BitNile Metaverse. They actually popped pretty nicely here this morning up to 154. Really come back under the VWAP. We do have a catalyst here. They announced termination of its at the market equity program. Okay, good luck. We started. Market is open. Mitch is gone. That's sweet. Let's see what we can find here. SOXS pop off the open here. We'll see if that ends up continuing. Let's see. Nicola. First move here is down. Joby, which we've seen here. Let's see if Joby gets going. All right. Sorry about that. SOXS trading up here. Let's see what else. What else did you guys want to look at XPEV? Let's take a look at XPEV. Yeah, I can't remember. Was this one of the ones that you liked, or you Li Auto? There were a couple of these Chinese EV names that you liked. XPEV first move here is down. Let me go ahead and reselect this date to get this flowing here. There we go. There we go. Tesla calls going off here today on that move down. XPEV looks like it's finding some support here. XOSS continuing to move higher. SPCE moving down here. Watch for that support level. In fact, let me remark this on this chart. Yep, we're right down to this support level here. Watch SPCE here. Jay, you're talking about SDGR Schrodinger. All right. Oh, yeah, another huge pop. You were on this yesterday. SOXS popping again here. Maybe I'll get bailed out of this trade. Maybe I'll get bailed out here. ONCR you're watching. That's a penny stock. Becca, master of the penny stocks. Wow, big rip here in ONCR. First move in the entire market here is down, including the NASDAQ. So we'll see if we end up actually, and NVIDIA is trading down here. That's what I need for SOXS to work, because I really need NVIDIA to pull back here. What are my thoughts on Sentinel-1? You know what? Cybersecurity, if it's not Pan-W, I don't like it. Cybersecurity makes a lot of sense to me as a particular theme, but for whatever reason, it just really hasn't caught. I don't know much about the actual Sentinel-1 product, meaning I have no firsthand experience with it. So I'm kind of at a loss here. Looking at the chart here, to me, it certainly looks like as long as there's any type of buying strength, this is going to try to fill the gap. But I'm nervous. I'm nervous about these cybersecurity stocks. Pan-W, best in breed, really seems to be the only one that you can hold for a long period of time. Yeah, I don't have a great read on these. Sorry, William. Just looking around here, ENVX, might we be bouncing? See, I marked off the top of this candle. Looks like we actually oversold that a little, but we're bouncing here on ENVX. Looking around, Apple's down, Amazon's down, Bitcoin's down. NVIDIA's trying to bounce, but it's up today. It's up 1.6%, but it is the first move here was down out of the open. You see ZFox? What's ZFox? Zero Fox Holdings. What's the deal with this one? Cybersecurity company, external threat intelligence and protection. What's the big deal with ZFox here? This looks like, I mean, this is not a great chart either. Easy Mike, you're looking at Hack. Hack, this is a pretty good move off the bottom, but right, I like cybersecurity when it was up here too. That's what I'm saying. SOXS continuing to go through the highs, actually getting back to my buy price here. I was in it at 984 on SOXS. This is really the only new trade from yesterday that I carried overnight here. So nice trade up here. Watch it reject and immediately sell off. Peloton is running. We'll see if Peloton can get over this 922 mark. There were some Peloton sweeps earlier this week. I tried scalping it, but I basically got out for flat. Micron down almost 3% here. Wow, big pull on Micron. It was there news on Micron? Micron shares are trading higher following a report session suggesting the company is planning roughly a $600 million investment in a China facility. Well, market's not liking that, at least not yet. NVIDIA calls going off here. SOXS continuing to push higher. I'll take that. Ride is halted. Ride is halted. Savant. Halted to the upside here at 506 on Lordstown Motors. SOXS continuing to push higher here. You love to see it. You love to see it. Market is still coming back in. Looking around here. As soon as Mitch gets back, I'll start checking the Twitter streets. Workhorse getting called by Bex. Actually, a nice little move through the view app here. Workhorse, what I'd really like to see here on Workhorse is a takeout of yesterday's intraday high. Got that here at 118. 118 might be a spot here on Workhorse. EOSE back on the scanner here. Where's Knoll? We haven't seen Knoll in a long time. EOSE doing nicely right now. That was a really good swing too. I should have taken that. All-time high. Kevin giving us a stat here. Yesterday's one-day call buying, option call buying in SPX of 1.8 million contracts, all-time high. Well, let's see if the market likes to inflict pain and bring it back in on those call buyers from yesterday. I'm definitely positioned to take advantage of that. Space bouncing off that 553 level, actually traded down a little bit here, yanked, and I'm sure that pulled out some of the weak hands here on Space. Be interesting. I'm actually going to bring this up here. Be interesting to see what we do here when we get to VWAP on Space. VWAP I have at 570 on Space. Lee calls going off, 35 calls. Oh, those 300 block of those Lee calls. So Space tried to go to the VWAP, but was rejected a little bit there. We'll see if that actually holds its strength. Just turn back down. No position here for me. 553, that support currently at 556. NVIDIA keeps coming in here. We need to see that. Space trying to bounce again. Space clearing out some size there, coming up to VWAP. Space at VWAP here. Let's see what it does. I'm tempted to try this, but this is a pretty nice bounce so far. Jay saying GSIT new highs. Raz, you're asking about how would you trade SOXL and SOXS? I would just go with the market. I would not try to fight the market, right? Just go with whatever the trend was. I tried to basically take one for a pullback, gap back down. We didn't get it, although we're selling off here, so it's pushing SOXS higher. I wouldn't necessarily chase this move. I'd wait for pullbacks to load up here. Space, by the way, rejected at its VWAP there. Maybe it'll be stronger on the second time through. We'll see. Space still struggling here with the VWAP, although it might be trying again. Let's see. I'm tempted to try some here on Space, but it's risky to front run this. Yeah, I'd like to see a market-wide sell-off too, Kyle. I really think that having this thing pull back, ONCR, you guys that are playing those pennies here, ONCR, this looks like this is working for you. Continuing higher here. Good spot, Bex. Let's see what happened with Netty. Okay, Netty down and bouncing. Nav B, EVLO. Let's eat it. This is one of those gene editors. Wow, this is down nicely.
THC giving me an alert today. That's a nice one to look for, guys. I think that one can go up with the healthcare news that came out for UNH. That's THC getting a little lift today. Might be something I swing trade.
Space really struggling to get above its VWAP, folks. SOXS higher. And Raz, just to kind of add to your question from earlier, since I'm long SOXS from yesterday, if the market sells off and then looks like it finds some footing, that's when I'm going to end up collecting those profits. Right now, market looks like it's still pulling back. This could continue. And if the market decides that today is the day that it's going to try to make some sense, I would imagine it has more room to pull back here. So I want to see, since I'm already positioned in that, if I can get it. By the way, this is not a huge position in SOXS. It's 200 shares.
All right. Let's have some fun, man.
Space, big knife, back down to that support level we talked about. They brought in a bid at 950. Wow, it just got swallowed. Space lower here, I think, folks.
Space in it. The quad witch, man.
That should have more effect at the close, right? We should see a lot of kind of crazy action at the close.
Yeah,
on quad witch days.
Normally, last hour of the day brings a little.
S&P gets new stocks today too. It's a rebalance. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Jan, you don't have to apologize for that. We're glad to have you. We'll be here whenever you have time to join us. Handle your business. No problem at all.
Yeah, no problem at all.
And I'm sorry to hear that you were laid off, my man. They don't know what they lost, Jan. We're going to help show them what they lost. I hope that this is the start of a brand new, beautiful career for you.
Hey, somebody's loss is another body's treasure.
Man, Mitch, you need some rest.
Oh, I'm beyond tired. That's why I'm not trying to take too much trades right now. Hey guys, how you doing? Sorry for not showing up last week.
I just read that.
Perfect. Stay positive always, Jan. Just keep battling, right? There's always more opportunities, and look around, right? And find ways maybe AI can help you find a job. I'll tell you that. There's some new ways that AI could be actually reaching out for you and handling a lot of those kind of like applications that you send out and stuff like that. Why not? And also maybe look at AI to maybe help even improve your resume, things like that. That's how AI can really be helping us right now.
Zeal, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your support. Smash up that like. You can support us for free. You don't have to pay. All you have to do is click that little like button every single morning. That really, really helps us. Jason watches that. Jason makes decisions based off that. The more you like, the more you will likely see of us.
Hell yeah, that's what I want to hear too. All right, guys, will we get some takedown today? I mean, that's the hard thing to bet on, right? I mean, do we bet to the upside today? Or do we bet to the downside? It seems like a lot of leaking here for the first 15 minutes. Will we get a 945 reversal or continued takedown? It's going to be hard, I'll tell you that much. I think we at least get one more attempt for upside action before complete breakdown, but the Qs are
look
just
at
leaking here.
You want to talk about complete breakdown, Mitch? Look at space. Look at space. This is why we look at the VWAP, volume weighted average price, for all you newbies out there. This is why we look at this so much. It bounces off of support, trades back up to the VWAP, hard rejection, nothing but sellers looking for a new bottom here. Space off the list for right now. We'll see if that finds any type of support. Nav B, penny stock moving to the highs here.
All right, let me take a look at sectors and industries out there moving today. Pretty much utilities, healthcare, defensives in the green, red, technology, cyclicals, and communication services. Let's see if they turn this around today. Chevron going lower. That looking good for me now, guys. Deeper into the green there. So I can look at to see if XOM does the same. It's down there to 105.71s. I wanted to come back here towards the VWAP, and then I'm going to start getting maybe short on those names. We'll see what happens. XOM, Chevron, names like that. Can they just get lower today? Oxy, I'll be watching for that. Maybe drip action to the upside. Who knows?
Zeal, Jay Rice had mentioned GSIT earlier. I'm not trading this. I think he's swinging it. This hit highs. This had a really good couple of days here on GSIT. That would have been a really nice couple days swing. I'm not in this though, but yes, there are some traders in this community here trading this today.
There's Tesla trying to make that move to 260 here. Rule of 3 says this is the breakout move. So I'm going to look to see if it gets denied and goes right back below 259. But definitely Tesla strong here out the gates. We'll see what happens if it can stay strong.
GSIT calls, by the way. Oh, those are 5. Those are likely people close. No. GSIT call 5.
Open the moo, man. I got to open up the moo, get that ready. I was trying to take it easy out the gates for me on Moo today. And so one of the ways to easily keep it out the gates is don't even open it yet. Now I'm ready to go. I'm like, all right, we got through the first 15 minutes. Mitch, you're allowed to open up. You like that rule, Ryan?
Just don't open it. That way it's sure stop you from trading if you don't open it.
Yeah, 9:45 was my rule. I said, you know what, 9:45, then I'll open it. Then I'll start worrying about it, because the truth is it's an easy way to just set yourself up, right? Now I can start taking a look. I did have my other charting service up. It's not like I was blind, but now I can go to Moo and start taking a look. I didn't want to just go quickly, let's say like long SQQQ right out the gates and get squashed again, man. I took a shot yesterday, took a hit down to 576. Have gotten all the way up there to like 590s on this account. So just need to bounce back, right? Have had a little bit of some red action here. You guys can see it, and expanding that red last time. So definitely not going to let it go past that kind of loss again. So $6 is going to be the average loss in this account. Going to keep building it up. Base hits until we get to 1,000. Then we can go ahead and double up. Qs, will they bounce here or will they flush? That's what I'm paying attention to see if I come after a little bit of some Tesla short. Nvidia going lower here. Nvidia I'm not messing with, man. I'm done with that one at least. That's for sure. Tesla looks like it wants to push today. Just be careful out there, team.
AAOI coming up to a spot here, 492, the day high.
Firm pulling back. That looks interesting there. Maybe risk off of 17s. Just came back down below the 17s. Just keeping an eye on it. I do have one day trade there for Moo, so I'm looking at maybe like a firm right now. Pullbacks maybe to 17. Seeing Tesla push to the upside. I want to see if the Qs push to the upside too here.
Tesla calls coming in as it pounds the highs.
Seems to make sense there for us. Now firm trying to recover VWAP here. I'm looking at it to see if I jump in it here. You guys see me getting the order ready. Can I get like a move to 1705 here? And that's what I really like. I don't want to jump up at 720s, 1720s, because I have to risk off of 17s. I'd love to risk off the low of the day towards 1680s, but I need a little bit of a pullback here in a firm.
AAOI popping through that high. Let's see if it goes here. I tried a little at 490.
Okay. Get you up there.
I want to see this push through 5. See if we can get it to go. Come on, push through 5 here.
Tesla pushing here.
Little bit of size on AAOI here at 498 and 499. Looks like they spread that size out. If it takes that, I think it goes through 5 here. Maybe we pop. I'll close it if we do that.
Firm already going without me. Just missing it here from Moo. It's already up there to 1730s. Could have got in at 17.15s earlier. Might just be a little picky here. There's a little bit of a downturn here. Let's see if I can get to 17.05.
AAOI, I think, is pulling back. Oh, no. See if we can go. It's trying to put printed 499s. That's your high print of the day. There's a little bit of size there. It's going to have to get through that to go here. We'll see.
All right, so it's trying to spread out my orders, trying to get in the firm here on the pullback. Have one order out there at 17.05 for the Moo account. Going to also look to put out one at 17.01 here. I'll put out a limit there. I'm just bracketing myself down here towards like the 1690s. And then I can use kind of all this if I do get an average fill off the low of the day. And so there you go. 3 orders sitting out there in the Moo account. I'll show you guys that right now. So you guys can see here. Let me pull this up and expand this box here for us. There you go. I got one fill there. You guys are literally watching me get filled there at 17.05. I have another order out at 17.01 and then another order at 16.90. So trying to get filled here on the pullback and then look to see if it can hold the low of the day down towards the 1680s. So just trying to like ladder myself filled here. We'll see what happens. Tesla did pull around from the highs. SQQQs going higher. The Qs need to turn around though, and we are seeing a little bit of a leak right now. If we get a huge leak today, it's just going to be really frustrating for a lot of people. So we could see another blow off top. We'll see what happens today, guys.
I'm going to be thrilled if we get a huge leak today because I'm already positioned short side.
Well, at least Ryan will.
Sorry, Mitch.
No,
that was a sad trombone moment right there, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I mean, it's how it's been, man. It would probably make sense, man, the way that it's been for me, at least.
Oh, and I knew that was going to happen. When it didn't break it that second time, I was like, this is going to pull back through where I entered. I should probably just take this off. And I didn't because I'm waiting for the bigger move. Oh, man, this is going to pull all the way back to the VWAP. Oh, is that frustrating? I knew it. I knew we weren't going to have the strength to take the top off, but I tried to play for it anyway. Still in here.
Stocks getting hit here, and they're just weak, man. We'll see if the Qs bounce back on the day. I'm not going to go shorting these tech stocks right now because you know what? I've been paying that all week long, and maybe I was just early to the trade, but I'm not doing it today. There you go. Second fill get hit there on Affirm here now, starting to really average into the Affirm trade. So have an average at 17.03. So I did get a hit there on 17. And if you look there, 17.01 bottoming, got the bottom fill there on Affirm. That's how you do it, baby. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see if this can get going now. Would like to see the Qs recover here. I know that's against Ryan, but that's just my outlook, and that's what it's all about, right? So I'm looking.
Yeah, that's what makes the market. That's no big deal.
I'm looking to see if a firm can now make a bottoming action here and then come right back up. Of course, the daily candle is also what I'm looking at to keep in mind. But if the Qs go lower, let's say a hard move through 369 is that downside continuation right now. You could also take a look at the 1 hour chart and see if we catch 1 hour support. And that's right around, I would say 369.63. So like you can round it to like 369.50s. Next layer down from there would be a move towards kind of like 369, right on the dot.
AAOI trying to go back up to that 5 spot. We'll see if it's a little bit stronger on the second attempt. If it gets there.
Trying to see a red to green in a firm, especially like on the 15-minute. Don't want it going through that 15-minute low of 1680s, but giving it a shot here. Q's trying to, but they're not really coming back strong enough just yet. We'll see if it really does turn. NVIDIA back to VWAP. So if you're looking at that, like maybe for a short, maybe you got it there, but I'm definitely not doing that one. Tesla pushing stronger there. Now it's 262. So definitely Tesla shaking things on towards the upside. Let's see if Apple can come back. That took a hit. Microsoft took a beating out the gates. Google took a hit out the gates. So keep your eyes on those bigger stocks. We'll see what happens on the day. PayPal looks good the last 2 days. Yeah, that's one that I'm keeping an eye on. How's that one doing today? Ooh, nice little push up and pull back there on PayPal. And I was looking for like a 65.25 pullback today. And look how this thing went to 66.25 right on the dot, man. This is when you talk about something and just don't take it, man. Holy crap on PayPal. Talked about that at pre-market prep. Missed out on that move, man.
Stay focused. Yes, Michigan consumer sentiment is today at 10 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m., baby.
Sorry, I missed that earlier.
10 a.m. 10 a.m. It's about to come out. We'll see if it brings us another leg lower or it brings us right back up. PayPal is right off the VWAP. That doesn't look the worst chart there. If we are going to get an up move here, so I'm going to keep an eye on that and see if we go higher. Kind of like PayPal, especially even for a swing. All right, I'm going to take a shot on PayPal swing. So just got a one fill there. So it's 66.35, taking a swing trade there. A firm starting to go in my direction. So that looks good there for the Moomoo account. Now we're into the green. Let's see if this can start pushing up there towards the 1750s. Q's making a little bit of a push back here. 10 a.m. number out there for sure. If whenever you get a chance, Ryan, maybe see you can pull that up on Pro for us. And a nice little push to the upside there. AU is one that I'm watching now, starting to recover. I'm actually going to add to this gold trade. I've been waiting to see it try to recover here. I think it can make an upside move here. So I'm actually adding to
Michigan
my
consumer
AU trade.
sentiment for June 63.9 versus wait, what? Michigan consumer sentiment for June versus the 69. Sorry,
No worries. Just take a second and figure it out, See what happens there. Q's coming right back down towards the 370s. I'm looking at the price action. We'll see if this goes lower. A firm pulled right back down there towards the VWAP.
It's just the way the headline was written. The number is 63.9. 59.2 was the prior. Sorry, the line was written just weird.
It's all good. No worries. Happens to the best of us, my friend.
They were expecting 60. The actual was 63.9. Sorry about that, folks. Try to be faster on that.
You're good, my friend. I'll cancel on the additional ad there for a firm. It's hanging out here at VWAP. I don't want to add that remaining shares right now because the Qs didn't really take off there. So I'm looking to see if that happens. AU, though, making a nice little up move. We'll see what happens there on gold. I added to that swing trade and going to look to see if Chevron can make a lower move also. Check on my crude price overall. I love WTI for that action. 70s and right back down. 71 we clicked today. Will we go right back through the 70s on the downside? Firm back to 1710 here. Q's trying to pull back now. Will we ever see the mentality of this AI bubble come off this market? Nvidia slightly above VWAP here. Will it make a move to the upside here? The Q's starting to pick up here. See if we can get the lift here. Now we're getting that red to green action here in a firm. I'll show you guys that on the 15-minute. This is what I was looking for, the candles to go from red to green. Now I want to see this kind of stay green, right? Last low of that candle was towards 1708. So I really wouldn't want to see kind of that 1708 kind of break. Maybe I give it to 1705. But what is this going to give me an ability to do is I'm at 1703. So if I wanted, I could stay break even right now on a firm and just try to let it go. If it rips higher and the Qs go higher too. I'll look to see if that happens. If the Qs go lower here, it's probably going to just stop me out. And if I stop out break even, am I going to be upset about that? Not really. I'll do a 17 stop out for the shares.
AAOI failing here. Oh, man. Still in it. Just trying to manage it.
See if this can hold VWAP and make that move up on the firm. Might do an attempt downside move here. There you guys see the Qs going lower. I'm setting up my stop right now. You guys see it, stop limit, 1699, 1698 for downside action, and I'll get out through there. Biggest thing is I can't see the Qs let go today. If the Qs let go, a firm lets go too. So see what happens here.
Still in SOXS. Back to my buy point here. We'll see if the market continues to bounce or if it pulls back down. Still in AAOI. Want this at least to get back to my buy level.
Stopped out a firm right back towards that 1696. I'm out of that one. Cost my day trade, but it's more of a protection out there.
That's what I like to use my day trades for the most too, Mitch, is just protecting a position.
I think the Qs might completely crack here, and so I can't just like try to test that. We'll see what happens there. But out for on my Moomoo account, and that's going to be at least the trade for the Moomoo account today. I'll keep battling though, team. Your socks ass is probably looking a little bit better.
Yeah, it's a cent above where I bought it.
We'll see if I got wicked out there in a firm, but didn't want to test it if it can just go right now to like 650s. So there's just been too much on risk side. Nvidia fighting here. Will it turn around? That's one thing that I'm looking at.
Space trying to bounce back to its VWAP. AOI breaking down.
Q's trying to come back now. They're battling right now. A little bit of a pullback there.
Likely going to get stopped out of AOI here.
All right, I'm thinking about something a little higher risk here. Looking at it, we'll see if I take the shot or not, but the Qs need to come back down. Affirm coming right back up through 17, so we'll see if that makes a move back up there towards 1740s.
IM PPV has been halted 5 times. It's open now. Crow saying EVLO looking to break out. It's not even at its VWAP yet.
We will see what happens right now, guys. Will we get some downside action or not?
Aaron, can you hear me?
Q's trying to recover here. We'll look to see if it comes right back up.
Nodding his head, yes. What are you doing on Monday? Okay.
Little putt.
I don't know.
Aaron plays a little golf, right?
Yeah, he does.
Little golf. Little golf. All right. AU going a little bit in the red here with the Qs going up. NVIDIA is still going higher. Q's starting to recover. Might have got out of that Affirm just a little too early. Hasn't been that weak, man. The swing trading at least going well. Looking at AU right now, definitely going to hold off the 24s for the day. Just going to set the stop there on the swing. Don't want to risk too much. Got to keep everything in mind.
Ryan, you need to come to the south of France for golf and a wine tour. Yeah, if I went to Europe for golf, I would have to try to get on St. Andrews. I mean, I would have to. I have to probably do like a Europe tour.
Q's right back up here towards VWAP. We'll see if that goes higher.
AOI, almost back to my buy-in. Come on, bounce off that VWAP.
Chevron right back towards the VWAP. Looking at increasing my Chevron position here. Just want a slight tweak to the upside and then I'll go ahead and do it. Trying to get it through the 50s, 158.50s here. I have 57, so there's no point in adding unless it can go slightly like right by my entry or above my entry. Don't want to ruin it. Gotta look for a little spike here towards like 58.60. See if I get an ad there on the Chevron short. Intel. Now Q's coming right back down. See what happens. Seems like it's going to be a battle today. What to do on Intel? 36. I want to break in like 35.80s today. Probably set a stop there.
Rodrigo, where do you see that? Can you link that? I'm looking at the government trade stuff here. I don't see Pelosi's name on this at all.
Pelosi. I have no idea about NGL, at least.
Yeah,
on my
me
side.
either.
Man, I'm tired today.
Thank God it's Friday then.
Dude, this is one of those days where trading isn't going well in majority of the times. As if I was a trader and I wasn't on screen right now and just trading with you guys, this is when I'd head for the hills. Like, I'm out of here.
For the hills.
I'm out. Affirm coming right back. Looks like it stopped me out right towards the key there. Now back towards 17.13. We'll look to see if it gets above the 17.20s there and goes higher. But it seems to me like we're getting that kind of slow down action too. It's getting a little bit choppy out there, but you guys keep looking for plays. Let me know if you guys see anything in the market. Healthcare going lower, financial services going lower, consumer cyclical going lower, technology going lower. Seems
Stay
like
focused.
everything wants to wipe out.
Stay focused. My man out here says, Mitch, you need to get into golf, buddy. That will give you balance. Facts, baby. Stay focused. Hitting the nail on the head, as usual.
Golf, man, I don't want to talk negative about it. You guys know how I feel about it.
It's okay, Mitch. We love you anyway.
I know. You know how it is, man. I always say that one day I'll get to golf. That's when I give up the harder sports. Ooh. Nah, man. One day. When I can't play basketball anymore, when I can't play baseball anymore, definitely not playing football
Golf is
anymore.
hard. That's all I'll say.
It is.
That's
It
all I'll
is. I think I'll get the swing for it eventually. At least I don't think I have a problem hitting the ball far. That's what a lot of people usually have a problem with, is hitting the ball far.
It's hitting the ball straight, dude. That's the hard part.
Yeah. That's a whole
Hitting the
nother
ball
game.
straight.
I think I can do it too. I think I can figure it out.
I believe in you. You're an athletic cat. I believe in you.
It's also just too expensive of a sport.
It is kind of an expensive sport.
I'll just be honest. It's just too expensive, man. To go to Top Golf, that's a whole freaking end up spending $100 real quick. What's up with Top Golf, man? That thing doesn't move.
It's a stock?
Yeah, man.
What's the ticker?
It's under Callaway. MODG.
Top Golf Callaway Brands. How about that?
I actually like golf better. If you look for golf plays, GOLF. The ticker's good. The stock looks good. It trades good.
Hey, I'm green on AAOI.
That actually looks good there. Golf on the monthly. Golf.
Let's see if we go here.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust Top Golf though, man. That thing is just not going anywhere. I like the GOLF a lot more. Stick with the one that keeps rising in price, not the one that keeps going up and down. At least for trend-wise, right? It would make sense for me. AU might stop me out through 24s later today, guys. It's pulling back pretty quickly. as the market looks like it wants to come right back up. But it's just what is it doing? It's just stair stepping sideways there.
All right, so on this move on AAOI right here, if we get back up to 499, 498, and we can't go through it, I'm out. It's encouraging that we have these higher lows, and I definitely want to break out from right here, but topside breakouts have been tough, and you just can't fight the tape. If it's not giving it to you, you can't hope for it.
Rivian not doing too bad lately. That's been stair stepping its way higher.
Washroom BRB 1 sec, Mitch.
By all means, man. I'll keep an eye on stocks like Affirm and different stocks. Let's go to the Explore tab here on Moomoo, see if we can see anything showing up in the best performing. Looks like you got some SPACs up today, baby. Nikola up too. How is SPCE doing now? Let's take a look at it. Going back, went to the VWAP, then just pulled right back from that 550. So no bueno there, guys, as SPCE comes right back down. Ride up 50%. Any news? Riding off into the sunset, man. Nah, I think it's like Nikola, man. Just making like these little spikes up, but I wouldn't trust it. That's just me. SPCE right back down. That didn't hold very much at the VWAP. Looks like a VWAP fade, if anything, for me. Like people are fading right on the VWAP. iRobot got a little jump today. Let's see if iRobot can get another jump here, especially if the Qs want to start making a move up. It did pull back for a little while. Let's make a move to 51 or come right back through 50. I feel like it's on that one-to-one trade right now. iRobot. Who's got a Roomba out there? I know you guys got the Roomba. Lordstown Motors riding into the sunset, baby. Ride. Short squeeze on. Yeah, looks like a little short squeeze. Will Lucy get the short squeeze? I feel like eventually it might. Rosie the Roomba, says Becca. I got one. I named her. Michael said,
Michael
I love
says
it.
he loves it. Okay.
Yeah. Especially the actual Roomba. I have like the shark version. I don't love it as much.
Hey, buddy, come here. What's wrong?
Maybe
Why
the
are you
Roomba's
crying
better.
so much?
I gotta get the one that actually like knows the room, because this one just like runs into the wall every freaking 5 seconds. I'm like, dude, come on, bro, just turn around.
What's wrong with Kitty? He's like tired but wants to play. He doesn't know what he wants.
Yeah. TSLA coming back here. We'll see if that kind of keeps holding on, but it is coming back after, of course, big moves lately. Micron trying to come back to VWAP. NVIDIA trying to come back up through the 436 level. Tesla's up there to 262 now. Can't stop, won't stop. Meta 282. Seems like another day where you feel like the market's going to turn around, and then all of a sudden now it's just kind of just hanging in here. We'll see if it does flip towards the end here. DPZ ripping well today. Seeing some energy stocks up. GE catches the trend again. Wouldn't you know it? The channel sticks on there in GE. Show you guys what I'm looking at here. This channel's ridiculous in GE, man. The algos have this thing pinned to a freaking key. Look at this. This is GE for the whole time. It's been going since like January. just pinned to that channel. Talked about this yesterday. Would it reverse right back into the channel? Well, there you go. Right back in it. Why didn't we buy you, Steve? I agree with you, man. It was a good outlook. It was a good pullback. 38.2 held really well. Now it's up there to 45. And now we kicking ourselves, man. It happens, my friend. It happens, Steve. You keeps trucking. It does. It does. Shop. Probably going to keep trucking on, man. I remember I wanted that one at $40. Man, I'm going to be kicking myself in Shopify because I feel like Shopify has a real good advantage. And they're the only true competitor, I feel, to Amazon. I really do feel they're going to be a competitor in the long run to Amazon. I don't know if you guys have gotten stuff through Shopify or have checked it out. I feel like their platform's good. It's not buggy. Things get to me right when they go, and their shipping information is pretty good. And I think that that's really where they're going to have an advantage. They can keep up with Amazon's delivery stuff. And that's why, because they use different providers and they have it right there on the app. They let you look at the map, where the trucks are, things like that. And
it's like Amazon.
It is exactly like Amazon. The big thing, Ryan, I think it helps more not take away so much from the small businesses like Amazon does. You know, a lot of people talk about how small businesses struggle on Amazon. Well, Shop, I think, is more long-term. I like it. And Humble, if you've never seen it, take a look at it. It's pretty interesting. Like, and my idea at the 40s was long-term thinking too. It was like investment, just put it away. Take a look at this stock maybe 10 years from now. And I don't know, it could be freaking $200 stock, I think, at some point. All right, let's take a look. What else is going on? Caleb says I'm up 100% on Shop. There you go, man. Keep doing it. Snow's a good one to have too. I agree. There's some good names out there. Unity, Snow has been one that we've been talking about for a while. Look, I've had this drawn for a while. It gave us a really nice opportunity when it came back below the 150. EVLO is Crow's taking a look at that. This little pullback, at least you got in what? Couple drives higher, right? 1 drive, 2 drives, 3 drives, hold, support. We'll see if it holds at 24. Makes that move there back towards, let's say, 40s for a breakout. It's a cheap boy right there. All right, we'll see what's going on in other names. AU going lower, that's probably going to stop me out at 24. We'll see what happens on that swing. That might be a losing swing trade of the week. Have PayPal. Do I add on PayPal today? I need to see the Qs go higher. It doesn't look too bad there. I'm thinking about it, but if the Qs could get back above the 371, it wouldn't look too bad there to add to my PayPal swing. Interesting. I got 66.35, so maybe through 66, then we could hold off this kind of lower action on the day, 65.71. Will the Qs reject off the VWAP, or will they hold it and recover? That's one thing I'm looking at. Elon with Tesla, it's holding in there. My biggest thing is there's a gap up here that I've been looking at to fill. It kind of filled the gap. Now will it come right back down? This was this 264 level. I think I'm going to let it try to get to that 264 before I try to maybe take a short there. But man, I'd be asking to maybe get reshort Tesla. Could risk another 20% of the gain that I made earlier this week. So I'd be risking about 40% of the gain eventually. Just got to be careful there. Chevron, what's up with that one? Never got to that 158.50 where I wanted to add. Started coming right back down below VWAP. Now it looks like it wants to take down the 158s. I'm going to give it a chance to break it down here and go lower. Could also take a look at drip. See if that can go higher today towards like maybe the 1450s for a break to the upside. If I had another day trade on Mumu, I'd probably take a look at drip. But SE for Pablo. Of course, Pablo, my friend.
Pablo, I think, also asked about HD, or who was that asked about Home Depot?
Yeah, we could take a look at that. I put it onto the monthly chart. You're not finding real support. Every time you come back up, you're just getting hit. So your support right now lately has been like wicks through like 49.64, which is really kind of closer towards the support to the left of April 30th, 2020. So I'd look at that support around 40.41. And so that's kind of like your support right now, but you really need to get it back above like 87. It just seems like it's just stair stepping and just staying within this range. You can see it on the weekly, and now it could come back lower. So I would want to see it break this range. It doesn't look bullish to me. It just looks sideways consolidation right now. Of course, you choose your own investment advice there. Roblox getting some attention. Not a bad stock right here. I like the weekly chart. Weekly chart could push right back towards this trend line and then push higher through kind of the 50s. So does it stand out to me? Yeah, almost immediately that we're holding support right around this 38 level. And so I would put it to like 38. Now go to the daily. You can see it even more, right? Now you're seeing that reversal action right through the resistance. It's going to hit resistance around this 42.50s. And then I'd look for that continuation. Big break in Roblox today. This one doesn't look bad at all. I'd look for pullbacks to 41.50s for me. But of course, you guys can see that that's already pushing strong. And HD, I got you, Pablo. Home Depot pushing strong. Of course, I've been looking at Lowell's for a while now. Let's take a look at this recovery. Look how Lowell's got me out that day. This day right here on Thursday. And then next course, now it's taking off. But I think if Lowell's can break the 220 today, continue higher, you're looking good there for recovery in Home Depot, as Home Depot is actually lagging behind Lowell's on the action in the same space, has a nice resistance above. I actually drew this a while back. You can see it created on June 9th. So now we're at June 16th. Let's see if we start making this move in Home Depot. This is not a bad one to keep an eye out for. Home improvement stores getting a little lift today.
Nice gap fill there if you can break above that white box too. What is that gap fill at?
Yeah, let's take a look at that. That's a more important level to even focus on now than this even gap, right? Let's erase that gap. Let's start focusing. We could put it to the wick, or we could put it to the body. Some people like putting closes towards the body. Some people like putting gap closes towards the wick. It's really up to you. I like putting it up towards the body, but I'll always keeping in mind that if there's a support there, I'll also draw it, because you could also see stocks turn around off those levels. So what I would see here is that it starts at 305 right here, gets up there towards 310, and then the real closing can be up there towards like 317. So this doesn't look too bad here in Home Depot. And I also like Lowell's in the same space, home improvement. And let's see if there's anything else in home improvement that we can take a look at here on the day that's having a good day, right? And so this is how I call leaders to laggards trades. So look at this floor and decor. This doesn't look too bad here. Look how this is kind of like building up, has a bunch of resistance above. So you can see resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, right? And look how you're starting to build it up, trying to make a move through that 100. And now we'll look to see if we can make that move right back up. So we'll look to see if we get a 100 move on floor decor, FND, also in the same space as Home Depot and Lowe's. Sometimes you never know what you find here. And this is looking interesting. And you can see the sector or the industry-wide chart as that pushes higher. Kava pulling back today.
Yeah, is anyone trading Kava? I ended up not trading this yesterday. It was crazy. I think this is totally overvalued up here personally, but
yeah, it was the perfect day for it to open yesterday with a melt up. And then today, if you see that takedown in tech, be careful, because this could have been a topping event there in Kava already. So we've seen this happen in what stock? Well, I've seen this happen in Coin. I've seen this happen in Airbnb, where the stocks go up out of their IPO and then get crushed, right? So just be careful out there, team, with different IPOs like this. I've seen this happen on Coin. Remember when Coin was supposed to open like, I think like at 2 something, then it opened up like at freaking like 340s, and it went up there towards a high of 341, even making a high there of 429, then came smacking down, right? Well, just be careful out there with IPOs. I stay the hell away from IPOs. I feel like they're a very hard trade. You don't have price discovery. So I do not mess with IPOs. I feel I cannot technically set them up, and it just doesn't work for me. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dartboard for me with IPOs, right? Like I traded GoPro on its IPO day years ago, but you're right. It's hard. And this thing was spread and moved all over the place. It just was not, it was not something that I was any good at ever.
I'm getting a question in the chat. So yes, Moomoo does allow you to short AI if I'd wanted to. I think it's a 3% charge for it today. I'll go ahead and check here so I can show you guys it. Just give me 1 second.
Can you show them how to check? Yeah, because I actually don't know how to check for shorts either on Moomoo.
Yeah. And so Moomoo doesn't have the biggest short inventory, but they do give you the ability to go after it if you wanted to. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. AI, C3 AI. Let's take a look at what the quote says here. So actually, I don't think there is. Normally there is, and it offer it to you right here. Normally, let's say Apple. So you can see Apple's shortable rate here. It's 3%, and you got the short pool remaining, and it's less than, let's say, 10 million shares. But AI doesn't have it today. Looks like those shorts are being a little bit harder to locate. So you would need to maybe locate those shorts first, and then maybe look to see if you could get them. I'd contact Moomoo about that. I'm sure they could get it for you. It's just going to be a lot harder than just simple there. Normally they have it there. I can show you it on a lot of different stocks. Let's see if a firm had it. Yeah, you see like a firm has that shortable rate of 3%. And of course, what does a firm do? It goes fucking higher. I'm telling you, man, I've had that definitely frustrated week there in trading, and it's going to happen sometimes, team. Look at a firm going higher now to 1735s, putting in a big candle. Look to see if it gets to the 1750s and above. I really like this one on the daily 9 EMA pullback opportunity. And so that's really what I'm looking at, is that little pullback here towards kind of EMAs, the catch, go right back up to the upside. We'll see if we do get the lift there in, of course, here with a firm back towards the upside towards like 1913s. And so in my case, if it could go up $2, I was going to keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. Pulling down my chart. I'll put up my other charts there, but hey, okay. It's how it goes sometimes, team. It just hasn't been a good one, at least in the day trading game.
No, it hasn't for me either, and I'm sorry about it. I'm sorry I'm stuck in a trade. I'm sorry I'm not really finding a whole lot. It's just not the greatest day for opportunities here. At least I'm not finding stuff.
It's how it is sometimes, and especially when you're looking for a turn and you're not getting it sometimes. So the Qs are not just stair-stepping their way, but just staying choppy too, giving you the outlook that it could go down and it could go back up. So that's just a little bit of frustrating to deal with. You can see how Apple's really right by the VWAP. You can see how the Qs are right by the VWAP. You can see how Microsoft is not even towards the VWAP. So will we just get a fade today? That's the hardest part to play, because the SQQQs are pulling back here to the 19. We could take a swing trade off of that and see what happens. But the truth is, you don't know which way the market's going to go today. And that's the harder decision to make. So with that being said, I might take a little bit of a swing trade here, but that's the only way to go about it. The reason I could do the swing trade is that if I lose on it, it'd be a very tiny loss. And I could set myself up for maybe like a little bit of a longer swing going back towards 21 or 23s there for the SQQQs. But I really don't find that so much value in that today, but we'll find out what happens there if the Qs just break down back towards 369. Lucid starting to get a little bit of a move. I just talked about that recently. Will this get a squeeze? If I'm seeing stocks like Ride get a squeeze, that I start to take a look at Lucid, right? Will they just come after this? Will the algos just come after this? So I'm taking a look at it right now. Let's see if there's anything showing up in the level 2s. You can see there's a step up buyer there at 671. He has 4,000 shares, and right below it, there's 1,500. There's pretty good bidding action showing up here on Moomoo. I'll show you guys that right now. So looks like Lucid trying to make a move here. We'll find out. I'm going to my screen right now so you guys can see that action here. I think the 4,100 just went through. Oh, no, it's right there. There it is. So there it is. It was just one level down here. So we'll see if it gets through there. You can see how the bidding action's going through here. 74%, 84% of the action. So it looks like Lucid wants higher. We'll see if it actually gets the volume fill and starts to push through. There's a wall right here at 75, 14,600 shares. After that, I don't see too much of another wall there. So let's see if we can get through the 75 spot and then really move on Lucid. Chevron going lower there now. I'm thinking about adding to this short here and taking a little bit bigger shorts on oil game. I'm going to actually be willing to do that, but I'm going to go about it with a half ad versus a full ad here. So just got that in there. So now averaged at 158.32s for Chevron and looking for Chevron to go lower on the day. So that's an oil outlook for oil to go lower. We'll look to see if that can happen. I've been waiting for this move. I'll go to the 5 minute to show you guys that. You see how it's going lower there. I'm taking a bigger shot there in Chevron to the short side. We'll see what happens there. And I'd also look for like Oxy to give up there. I could look for like XOM to give up there. Look at Oxy. Nice little move to the downside there. Could go shorting more oil or look for Drip for the upside action there. And you're seeing Drip go to 1420s. That's an interesting play there too. If I had a day trade, I talked about how Drip would be one of those opportunities I'd be looking at, or maybe a move to 1450 on the day. Now up there towards 1418. What do I think Unity can go? I mean, there's really no stopping it right now because it's kind of in the growth trade. But you could just look at weekly levels. I would look at weekly levels to see for the next resistance. Next resistance is closer towards 4673. I see some highs at 4730s on July 1st of 2022. Right to the left of that, you got 4714 on June 24th. So I'm just looking at those types of weeks to see where the resistance is. And I have another one here, June 10th at 4712. So slightly above the 47s is where I would draw maybe a resistance to see that hold. We still got ways though to 47. We're at 4480s right now. Does it mean that it's going to get there today? Doesn't mean that, but definitely is Unity strong? Oh, for sure. My Lucid calls hope so. So let's go CCIV crew. Hey Caleb, do you know that I don't mean to be that guy, but this guy right here. I remember when CCIV was actually CCIV and they were thinking that DirecTV was going to be the name mentioned with Lucid. Right here on Benzinga, Chris Ketchy and I talked about how that did not make any sense for CCIV and that we thought it would be a bigger company. So we saw a massive opportunity for trying to grab CCIV shares below 10. What happens the very next day? Boom, baby. Lucid gets mentioned. The stock goes to 61. Only right here on Benzinga. That's what I would say.
I missed that completely.
They were talking about DirecTV being what was they were gonna buy, Ryan. I was like, why the hell would you sit with millions of dollars and say, you know what? I think I'm gonna go after satellite TV now.
I don't get it.
Caleb says he got it at 15 when it went to 60. There you go, man. The SPACs attack. You know it, Becca. Look at Drip now starting to go. Look at it go. It's how it is sometimes. And I don't have any day trade on Mumu, so I'm not going to open the trade, right? That doesn't make sense. If you have no day trades on an account that isn't just a pure cash account here, and it's on Mumu, right? I can't go and take that trade. That's just asking to go ahead and do what? Next thing you know, you don't even know what can hit the tape, and then you can't get out. Then you get hit on that PDT. That's not what we do, team. All right, AU pulling back here. We'll see if it's able to hold on to the 24. See if XOM can keep going lower there. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. The oil, baby. That oil drip. Chevron through the lows, 157.37. So not mad about that ad already. Looking good here in Chevron. I'm telling you, the swing trade, man, that's where it's at for me. I should just only swing trade. And I used to only do that, team. But, you know, I wanted to open this day trading stream to mainly kind of show you guys also the process approach. But there's a reason why I keep day trading really small. It's just tough. Swing trading is where it's at, man. At least for me.
Swing trading is what I prefer to do, but I'm just I'm struggling with it right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a great show. Spats Attack, man. We were killing it back then. What's up with these crazy wick downs? But won't let me limit order hit. Only on stop orders. That's interesting. Stops should trigger if you're getting a wick through. So I would actually take a look at that. Your limit's not filling on wicks. That can happen sometimes. Really, what you would need to know is how much supply is waiting at that level to see if you would get filled. Another thing is sometimes, and I'll just be honest, until the offer goes through your level, then you see it get hit. That's some kind of like, you know, could be some algorithmic order flow kind of thing to look into. So I would take a look at that, try to understand how your brokerage is routing your order, and that could be affecting also your fills. Rando saying the same thing, right? Depends on your broker. That's what I wanted to bring up. SoFi Nightmare, what is it doing? Just crashing it right back down? Yeah, it's towards 856. It's getting downgrades all in the industry, and I think that that's okay. I think one thing that I'll be looking at is this stock came from around what? Like the $5 spot pretty much, right? And so I'd look at like kind of fib retracements from around $5 to see where this could pull back. Well, it made a move above 10, right? So logical pullback for me is around 760s. I'm going to be looking for 760s to play into SoFi and then look to see if it can catch a bounce, especially if we ever hear news from the Supreme Court on student forgiveness. All right, can go to the multiple chart screen to see what's going on in the market. QS is one that I was looking at. That's already fading off there. Let's go to the Qs here on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, I can take a look at like an NVIDIA. And how's that going on the day? Now starting to reject and coming down. So it looks like we're starting to really kind of break down here. The SQQQs look like an opportunity there. It's still it's 1918. So, man, do I go after the Tesla Dragon here? It's already rejecting there from the 263s. It's starting to come down towards the 260s here. I'm going to look for one bounce towards 262, but definitely starting to turn around there on Tesla. Yeah, I agree. Becca,
I'm not seeing
looking
anything.
for pullback. Yeah, it's just one of those.
I'm sorry, dude. I see nothing. I've got like no trading ideas today.
Hey, Pickle Jim, that's why there's different types of trading, right? And you're saying that you prefer your day trading to swing trading because when you swing trade, you hold on to it too long, sell it, then it goes right back up. Happens to the best of us too, man. It's gonna be around like that, right? And I can say that there's no one way to trade. The big thing there is what do you do well in, what do I do well in? That's what we need to stick to, right? All right, we'll see if we do get some downside action in the market. We are seeing that leak there, so hey, it's definitely leaking here. I'm thinking about taking a little bit of the SQQQ on pullbacks here. That's just because I'm a degen, I guess.
Hey, that's what I'm doing, except I'm doing SOXS, which is even harder because NVIDIA just goes up every day.
Yeah, that's even harder. But I can't blame you for the outlook, man. Is this a Mumu or just a regular
No,
trade?
this is just a regular. This is my regular account.
Yeah. It's not bad because, I mean, at least a move back above a 1009s would really, I feel like, give you a nice little lift here towards like 1030s. But can you get through the 10 spot, right? That's the hard part right now. What I would want to see, at least from that chart, is holding the pullback to the trend line, which is a move towards 983 here. So I would not want it to come back towards, like, let's say 980s. I want it to hold 983s, 982s on pullbacks right now, get through 10.
Chris saying SOXS looks really good on the hourly. Yeah, I'm still in it. I'm still in it. I still think that we probably sell off here. Haven't looked at it on the hourly recently. Maybe I'll do that.
It's incredible.
I mean, it does look like it wants to go. This is, Chris, I agree with you, man. This does look good. It looks like we've kind of bottomed. It looks like it's trying to come on back up here and move up. But we're just not getting it today. Market is resilient.
That's for sure. Looking for one more attempt to 262 and rejecting there for kind of like Tesla. If they can get back up there, reject, I'll take a little bit of a swing trade off 264 short. So risk about 2 points is what I'm looking at. I don't want to risk 4 points here. So that's why I'm not going after it right now. So thinking about shorting Tesla again. And that would be throughout the weekend. But I would need it to bounce. And you got to remember that we do have the quad witch today. So at the end of the day, it's going to be freaking just chaos. It could be just chaos there. All right, guys, at least it's 10:50. I'm almost out of here. We'll get you guys over to All Access. That's coming up at 11. So stick around for that. No bounce there in Tesla right now. Lucid rejected that 675 and came right back down. RCL pulling right back down. CCL pulling right back down. This looks to me like a little bit of a weaker day today, and Apple seems to kind of look weak too, but it can always recover, right? It seems like it's a slow leak down, though. I thought we would get like an elevator move down. We're not getting that move.
Yeah, Bayard, we do discuss this. On account of how y'all trade the 3x ETFs, perhaps you should occasionally talk about the structure of them and why they have aspects that deserve special consideration. We do. We talk about that all the time. We talk about these being assets that effectively degenerate, so you really need to have it timed. That's part of the frustration here. We're trying to time some type of reversal down move, and we're just not successful with it. And that's pretty much where the frustration comes. But yeah, we absolutely do this.
And the important part that I'm noting there, right, is that it seems like we're not getting that elevator move down, right? If we got the elevator move down, then yeah, Ryan would be like, yeah, let's go, baby. It's just like, it just blows away from your entry. Then like you're looking good, right? But we'll see what happens there. SQQQs, if they can get through the 915 level, that's kind of like the good level to kind of look at that I'm watching right now. We'll see if that can really kind of push towards the top right now. Looking at it right now, and it rejects that 915 move towards the 920s. We'll look to see if it takes off through that 920 move.
Take care, Milky. Thanks for all your support. Have a great weekend.
Sox ass holding the 990s here, looking good. Let's see if it really wants to make that move. If the Qs want to come down, we'll see right here. I feel like this is a good testing spot. I'm still not short a lot of names, and maybe that's one that actually breaks down. You know how it goes, right? So we'll find out. At least Ryan has a piece.
I mean, I'm up on it, but I'm up on it by 6 cents.
Yeah, you're doing like hanging in there for the bigger move.
Yeah, definitely.
And I can't blame you for that outlook, right? Like it's just what was happening all week, really.
And this AAOI trade is frustrating me too. This was not a good one. It just took a huge block at 490, but every time it tries to cross above that, it just gets slammed back down. It just will not break out at all. Just doesn't have the volume.
Asa. Ava going down 4105. Man, to tell you the truth, should have looked at that for like a short today.
We should have listened to Becca. Looks like works. Huge move here. Penny stock. I didn't trade this. Should have traded this in the small account. Glad at least you guys are making some money today.
Should have knew it was a top when everyone started like claiming like, oh, massive IPO, Kava. Was Kramer bullish Kava? I need to find this out right now.
I think he was. Ron, awesome job this morning, man. Again, at least you guys are having a good morning here. Enjoy your long weekend, Ron. Take care. We'll see you next week.
I don't even follow Jim Cramer, so I actually have to look him up.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the time I don't know offhand either, to be honest. I see sometimes people tweet online, oh, Kramer said this, so that the top is in.
Oh, good Lord. Guys, you guys are gonna love this one. Oh, good Lord. Are you guys ready for this one? Kava, there's your Kava man. You can thank him later. That's what happens, man. Oh, I can't make this stuff up, man. Jim Cramer. He's your idol. Holding that bowl for you. Oh, he'll be holding that bowl for a little long time there for you. Just like he was bullish on Coinbase, just like he was bullish on Airbnb. Man, what IPO did he not trash? Good Lord. I don't think he's gotten any of them right. I don't know how he still has a job, man, but hey, he does what he does. Oh man, at the inverse Kramer ETF. The short Jim, right? S Jim. Matthew Tuttle must have loved that one. I'm sure he must have loved that one. He has a tendency of calling these IPOs on the first day and being like, oh yeah, I really like it. Well, it's 3 months from now. I hate Kava. CMG kind of hanging in there. Will that pull back off of this? Who knows? Wing stop. Pulling back. All right, guys, it's about 10:56. In about 2 or 3 minutes, we'll be wrapping up here, team. It seems like it's one of those days where the slow leak is happening, or maybe just nothing is happening. Did everybody just take vacation early? Feels like it. SQQQ's pulling back here towards the VWAP. Sox S pulling back here towards the 85 spot, right around that 90 EMA spot. Around the 83s where I was looking at it. It's holding that 84s. Like it to hold 980s here. See if it makes a move up or not. That would bring NVIDIA down and stuff like that, but taking shots on that, it just seems really tough lately. Smoked tuna. I need to go get me some smoked tuna this weekend. I'm going to have to do a little smoking this weekend, man. Summertime.
There you go.
Get a little pulled pork action going. Tesla looks like it wants lower. I just don't want to short it up here at 260s. I have to risk off the 4 points there. Look at the SQQQs take off here through the 1930s, and the Qs actually go lower. It's just been battling around here. SPY is doing the same thing, just kind of going sideways right now. We'll look to see if we actually break. You guys can see it here, just sideways action for like an hour now. Smaller names moving, EVLO. Talked about that one a little earlier. Worka X. Ride with a big move today. First Republic getting a little move today. That's a cheaper name. We'll see if the financial services can come back. It seems like a day today where defensives are up and utilities are up. So let's see if defensives can make another move up today. So you're looking at like names like, let's say like Coke. Coke making a decent move today. I'll go ahead and I'll pull down this chart, show you guys that in just a second here. But definitely Coke making a nice move. So if you're wondering what was up today, well, there you guys see it. Defensive names in the defensives. We'll see if it gets another leg up. This is a sector-wide outlook here. Discount stores are actually down on the day. Let's see what's up on the day, what's doing well. Household personal products. So you're talking about like Clorox, PG, having a decent day. UL having a decent day there. Colgate, Palmolive pulling back right now. We'll look to see if this gets another move up. There's your Clorox. Let's see if this pushes towards 157 and then just pushes higher. So value names tell me that, yeah, we are seeing a pullback in the Qs today. And this could leak out, but I'll tell you right now, it's just holding on and just trying to drip it out versus making a big move. That's why we're keeping an eye on it. We'll look to see if Success makes that move there to 10, pushes higher. You guys know Ryan's taking that shot. I'll let you wrap up on your outlook, Ryan, for the market, and then we'll be bringing on AB and getting towards all access.
Well, my outlook for the market is that I'm waiting for it to sell off, and I've been wrong so far. So just going to kind of continue to watch that. I'm still stuck in this trade. I'm waiting for something to happen here. If it comes back down to VWAP, I'm going to stop out. If it pops above this level, I'm going to close it just to be done with it. But other than that, enjoy your weekend. Have a great long weekend. Remember, don't be the one that shows up on Monday. We'll see you on Tuesday.
All right, team. I know today wasn't the most exciting day. Have a good one, Ryan. And I do want to let you guys know, before we get out of live trading, we will be having a special exclusive trade idea for you guys, 2 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Chris Camillo, Jason Raznick, the Raz Report. Don't miss that. That's at 2 p.m. today. Of course, an exclusive idea in the market. You don't want to miss that, team. That's 2 p.m. I'll throw up the link in the chat in just a few minutes here. And of course, I'll let AB take over with all access. Have a good one, AB. Take care.
What is up, Money Mitch? How you doing? Thank you. Yeah, and you guys got to tune in for that Raz Report. Chris Camillo, he's always on point with his analysis. Raz always getting fiery as well. So that will be a great video. Make sure to stick around and tune into that. On today's All Access, we'll be bringing on BioLargo, the CEO and founder, Dennis Calvert. We talked to Dennis. I don't know when this was, like two months ago, Aaron. I don't know. I can't remember. Time flies, especially when you're having fun, which we do here at Benzinga HQ. So, but without further ado, I think let's go ahead and get to today's All Access. Bring on BioLargo's CEO, Dennis Calvert. Let's roll that intro. Dennis, welcome back to Benzinga's All Access. How you doing today?
Aaron the man. I'm doing great. How you doing?
Well, I'm good. It's great to be talking to you again. Yeah. So I'll just start here, Dennis. So, I mean, we've had you on before. I know the company. Not everyone in the audience tuning in today, though, may have been with us last time. Do you mind just giving us a brief rundown of what BioLargo does for those people?
I'm happy to, of course. So BioLargo has been innovating for over 15 years. We've got 8 technologies. We call ourselves a solution provider and innovator. And so that's unusual to be able to do both, right? So we have a full service engineering team, mostly environmental, focused on sustainable solutions. And the business model is fascinating because the basic thesis is to figure out where there's a gap in the market, create disruptive technologies, find the gap, find the market, innovate, create, find the first market adoption, and then fundamentally partner for success with really global companies, major partners, channel partners, all sorts of distribution strategies to see these innovations find its way to market. So after 15 years of innovation, we're now experiencing the fruit of significant investment of time and money. And it really is a breakout time for the company. Finally, it took a long time, but it's really exciting. So people are taking notice because BioLargo is a happening deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible story, one that we've been lucky enough to follow here at Benzinga, Dennis. So I understand. Let's hop straight into it. There's been a lot of news recently about PFAS and PFAS chemicals. I think something recently with the Dutch government. Can you walk me through that?
Yeah, so PFAS is forever chemicals. The movie Dark Waters chronicled the history of the litigation surrounding these chemicals that were used to create nonstick coatings. So some big names created these for over 50 years. They become such a staple in industry. They're used for nonstick. So things like carpet, of course, food packaging, coverings on walls, actually everything. Manufacturing of silicon chips, people don't realize the manufacturing uses PFAS. Oil and gas industry coats pipes. The water industry is having to now deal with it because it's stuck in the water tables. And of course, it's been linked to adverse health effects like cancer and birth defects. So the Biden administration has picked this up as a one of its key environmental agenda for cleanup. EPA is hot on the trail. Litigation is going on all over the world. And they used to say it's about a $60 billion market opportunity. Some people are calling it now a $1 trillion market. And the reason is because the EPA came out with a new mandate to test for exposure down to 4 parts per trillion. 4 parts per trillion. That's like grains of sand in Olympic swimming pools. I mean, it's such a minuscule amount is now deemed not safe. Okay, so if you do a little internet search, you're going to see, PFAS, forever chemicals, is all over the news. And so we're in the sweet spot, having spent almost 3 years developing a technique for removing PFAS from water and from soil. We got our first customer under our belt. It's a multi-phase. It takes a little time. It's a huge one. I mean, huge. And we believe it'll go to full execution, which will take probably 10 years. And it's worth maybe something like $70 million over the course of 10 years. Now, that's our first one. So we're actually out educating the market. Most of it's education, training engineers on what to do and how to do. The incumbent technologies cannot achieve a 4 parts per trillion. They also have massive waste product. They're expensive. They don't fit in every situation. So we bring a flexibility, the most excellent collector, a way to dispose and remove these from the environment to keep people safe, which is our thesis. We make life better. That's what we do. So it's pretty cool. That's a big one in the portfolio, but we got more.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's incredible, some science and technology there that I won't even pretend to understand. But Dennis, you're in the business. I mean, is this something that you think, are we going to get better at, making products that don't have harmful chemicals and byproducts? Or do you think it'll be one of those things where like every 30 years we look back and say like, oh my God, I can't believe we sold paint.
Yeah,
I can't believe we sold paint with that in it. I can't believe we sold baby toys with that in it. And like, we're always just going to find out.
Yeah. Surgical products. I mean, come on. Yeah. So, I don't know. Look, I think so because technology keeps advancing, right? And the ability to detect is better and the ability to think ahead. And, there's certain principles. I'll give you an example. When we started this company over 15 years ago, our real key inventor and founder, our co-founder, Ken Code, he says to me, one lesson for the future of this business, don't mess with Mother Nature. And, what happens is when people start messing with Mother Nature, things go awry because the natural balance will take care of this stuff. Okay. So too much of one thing, too little of another. And next thing you know, right, you're interfering with the balance of nature. And that's what forever chemicals is. These chemicals are designed to last forever. Nature can't degrade them. So look, a little bit of a little thing for 40 years is a big problem. And it bioaccumulates. So that's just an example. All of our products are really designed, though, to advance the field of safety and goodness, right? Goodness safe for the environment, safe for people, safe for pets. I mean, that's one of our big products. And so I think we'll get better and better as a world, as a society, but it takes innovation. And, innovation is hard. Being an innovator means you're doing things that other people didn't do, and you're doing it before it's been done somewhere else. So being first is really hard. And we have a whole portfolio of being first. And of course, our thesis is pick the one that can actually make a big impact, pay the price to do the heaviest work, and then make sure you partner with great partners, which is what we're doing. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that strategy makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I mean, these forever chemicals. I mean, I know one place that I've read a lot about them is on like water resistant hiking clothes and stuff like that, because it'll be on clothing, and you don't want those chemicals, rubbing up against your body in certain parts of your, so.
Well, the good news is it doesn't have a high acute toxicity. Okay, so it's not like toxic to touch. It becomes toxic when it bioaccumulates in small trace elements. So it's the chronic exposure is the issue. So you'll be okay, right? You'll be okay with your shirt. But the concept is when manufacturers are making those products for 10 and 20 and 30 and 40 years, at the manufacturing site, they got waste streams. And these chemicals are going into the water, they're going into the soil. They're actually measuring them in the water cycle, in the air, and in the polar ice caps. I mean, this is crazy. And it's not cool, really, if you think about it. And the reason these companies got in trouble is because the court cases have shown that while some of these decisions were being made, people turned a blind eye to the risk when they had enough evidence to understand there was risk to human life, and they did it anyway. And that's why litigation happens, right? And so it's all chronicled. We don't need to beat the drum on that. Now we got to get it out of the environment, clean it up, keep people safe, which is what we're all about. And so we're excited. That's a big cornerstone of the portfolio. We're still early in the adoption cycle. So, in order to get mass scale adoption, we're going to have to scale up to large, full scale. And so you start industrial, then you work your way to municipal. We've got the talent and the knowledge and a great technology. And so we know it's a pillar of our future success. And we're just seeing the start of it. And we think we've got a chance to take the market once we get that full scale adoption going, which is, going to take us some time. I mean, we're doing it. We're doing it with clients, but it's not over. This is like building some big stuff. So it takes a little bit of time.
They say Rome wasn't built in a day, I believe. Dennis, let's get over to maybe the product that I have the most fun saying. That's Poof. I love the name. Poof is, I'll let you describe the product and whatnot, but I'll just start by saying I wish I had this in college.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. You're not gonna believe it. Yeah, and you can scroll down or maybe show the little video on a mute. I'll talk over it. So the actor comes out. He says, "This is Poof." I mean, it's just awesome. And then he goes through this thing, safe, right? No harsh chemicals. And then he talks about safe for people, pets, and the planet, right? And that's really the whole pitch in a simple nutshell. It really works, and it's really safe. And that's a tough combination to achieve. So the technology behind it is awesome. That's our stuff. And so we found a marketing group. They found us. We found each other. And it's a great partnership. Ikigai Holdings, Ikigai Marketing. They formed Poof. Poof is like a special project. And we bargained, right? We bargained for them to do the marketing and the distribution of creating national branding. These are national brand builders. Their target is to get to 1 billion. I mean, just understand they're going big. Okay. And we're the supply chain. So we invented it. We proved up all the claims. We did what we would call the hardest work to get that positioned for commercial success. So every claim in there has war stories behind it. I mean, real war stories, 8 years of work to get in a position to be able to stand in front of the world and say, this really does work. And it practices what's called oxidation. Oxidation means it's a chemical that dismantles. Oxidation is dismantling, right? So it dismantles the molecules that cause odor. So when somebody says, hey, it doesn't work, you go, it's not possible. Of course it works. The question is, right, did you try to hit a mountain with a pea shooter? There's a volume thing. Did you deliver it, right? Is the stuff caked in, can't get to the source of the odor? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that goes on, but this product really works. And the feature of this campaign really is complete odor elimination. Now, look, this is a category that's a couple of $2 billion a year. This is not small business. This is big business. And when you look at the competitive arena for who's in the odor control market, especially in pets, one of the leaders does about 1.2 billion with a B, billion. Okay, this is a disruptor. It has a chance to really take that market. So
I noticed that, Dennis, how big the odor elimination market was the other day. I was at Target or Walmart, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go buy a bottle of Febreze or whatever." And they had a whole aisle of it. I was so overwhelmed trying to make a decision.
Yeah.
And I was like,
so it went first to Amazon, right? No, excuse me, first direct to the market, then Amazon, then Chewy's picked it up, of course, and now Walmart. Walmart's got it in about 3,000 stores, and so it's expanding. And we had an annual stockholders meeting last week, and the CEO for Poof came in, and Ikigai, and gave us a presentation about their vision of where it can go and where they think it's going. And basically, they've got the who's who of retailers lined up for the next year and a half. So So this has been such a significant needle mover financially for the company. It's taken us right to the edge of positive cash flow and almost to profitability on one product. And we're just getting started. Now, look, Q1 was huge. We had a 78% quarter-over-quarter growth from Q4 to Q1, which we announced in our, there you go. And quarter-over-quarter is astronomical, 29% growth, almost.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's insane.
Okay, so we've warned everybody. There's our caveat. We want to make sure people see it. Next quarter is going to be a little down because you can't keep that trend up. And in Q1, we had a huge stocking inventory to support the rollout for the logistics of Walmart. Now we're witnessing sell-through. Plus, we have other retailers coming. So we'll see it look up. It'll get a little choppy and lumpy, we say. Comes down a little bit. Then it's going to scream. We think it'll, quote, scream up again, right? It's going to have this trend is going to continue. And, their goal is to get to about 20% per quarter-over-quarter growth for the next year and a half to 2 years. But they're on their track to get this product to about 100 million. And at that point, it becomes an incredibly attractive exit opportunity for Poof. And because of our bargain, we supply the product. We make a little money on manufacturing. We make a little royalty on sales. And we participate in the exit at about 20%. So, we fully expect that as this product achieves these numbers, the exit could easily exceed 350 to maybe 700 million. I mean, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
And here's the thing in our portfolio. We got a whole portfolio of stuff like this. This is just an example of what our technologies can do when it's did the hard work, found the market, became expert, proved everything. A lot of work, and real money. But then all of a sudden you find the right partner and boom, our company takes off. And so we've got a bunch more coming that we think will have the similar trajectory of explosive growth and positive cash flow. And so that's one of the reasons we always tell everybody, don't count us out. It's hard to get adoption. It's really hard, especially when you're an innovator doing stuff that's never been done before. In so many of our products, we hear it over and over. It's too good to be true. I'm like, dude, it's so good. And it is true. And of course, proving that is the trick, right? And that's what takes so long to prove it over and over and over and over. Eventually you get critical mass and they go, who knew? And I'm like, dude, I've known for 8 years. I mean, this is a great product. And now, of course, we've really figured out how to position it and sell it. So it's time to now reap the reward of that investment. That's what we're doing.
Sounds great. I mean, one thing about the Poof product that I think it has a very natural kind of tailwind, if you will, in the product is that at least here in America, people love their pets, love their dogs more than anything else in the world. So if there's 0.001% chance that they're going to use a product that might be a little bit healthier than a different odor eliminator, like they're going to do that. They're going to spend the money to do that. So I think because of that, it's a very, very,
it's kind of recession proof too, right? I mean, people are going to spend money on their pets no matter what's going on. And so, yeah, I agree. I mean, the pet industry is dynamic and it's stable, right? It's stable. And, people love their pets. So you're right on, Aaron. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's it's a great business line, great strategy. So Dennis, we are running up on time here. I mean, it was great to talk to you again today. I know we've got a couple questions maybe we didn't get to. I'll leave you with this one. I mean, I kind of asked I asked if we were going to get better at finding things that are harmful, but just in the landscape right now, is there anything out there right now that you think, okay, we're using, outside of PFAS, we're using in our day-to-day lives that you think will ultimately end up becoming it'll come out that it was unhealthy and we were using it the whole time?
Well, I think there's a bunch of stuff. We acquired a battery technology, right? So we don't have time to go through the whole scheme of it, but it's a fixed site battery. It's a sodium sulfur. And so it doesn't run on lithium, right? And no rare earth elements. Okay, so let's just, real simple concept. Lithium batteries taken the market because of Tesla. Congratulations. They did a great job. They've created a market, right? And now the electrification of the world is the agenda. So that's going to happen. It's so good for the planet. It's good for people, right? Okay. But, sourcing rare earth elements is not good, and very high level of dependency on foreign supply, in which the geopolitical implications are not cool. Okay. So that's one. Second is these rare earth elements like lithium, they're extraordinarily flammable. And so, one of the things that our battery has a significant advantage on, besides efficiency and cost and domestic supply and great energy, right? This ability to deliver powerful energy for the marketplace in a fixed site, is that it doesn't cause runaway fires. And, if people don't know about runaway fires, they should know about runaway fires. What happens is when a lithium cell hits oxygen, it ignites. And if you got 100 batteries, you got 100 little mini explosions. That's a runaway fire. And so that's another moment where people are putting lithium in all over, and they're getting better and better. But even the best of the best acknowledge that the safety level required to make these adoptable in mass all over the world, more safety is required. You know, if you haven't seen a car wreck with an electric vehicle that's on fire, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I
was just
yeah.
I was just gonna say, I remember I was reading a story about a Tesla car that caught on fire, and the fire department, I think they said they used like 40,000 gallons of water to put out the Tesla, whereas on a normal car they said it takes like 3,000 gallons. They had to use like more than 10 times the amount of water to put out the fire on the Tesla car than the other
Like a
car.
Roman
Was
candle,
insane.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a solution that we have a nice solution for, right? And again, we're not looking to replace lithium. Don't miss it. You know, we're not going to be the world's greatest battery company for electric vehicles. We're going to bring to market, though, an alternative that has money and safety and value proposition that's a 10 and 20-year battery, where lithium just can't meet the need. And this idea of relying on internet, foreign geopolitical complicated supply chain is not cool. Okay, so
All right,
so
well,
all those.
I was just gonna say, I agree 100%. I'll be watching out that there'll be more and more, maybe like regulation,
excited.
more and more things with lithium to try to keep that safe. Because, like you said, I mean, it's like, oh my God, this is great. The technology is great, but then you start seeing kind of some of the adverse effects of it, and then you realize, okay, might need to be a little bit more careful with this.
I got one more in just a second because I know you're out of time. Okay.
Yeah.
We formed a little medical company. We spent 8 years and $10 million. Okay. And we developed a product that's used in the surgical suite for infection control. And so we set up a little company. It has a chance to be a big one. It's just now finding traction. But in that market, it's filling the gap because all the companies that came up with this, what's called a wound irrigation, they use it for infection control in the surgical suite. So when they open a wound and they're doing surgery, they irrigate and they protect with antimicrobial support. Okay. All of the leading products in the market to achieve high level of disinfection results. You ready for this?
Yep.
Systemic toxicity.
Ugh, I don't like the sound of that.
Okay. So again, we watched that market for 10 years. People came out and built huge markets that I'd say one of the top performers in the market does about just under 300 million a year in that one product category. So we have a disruptor. We achieve the results without systemic or cytotoxicity. It's unbelievable. In fact, when we were going through the FDA, the FDA reviewers essentially said there's never been a product like this to achieve these results at such low concentration, meaning we're the safest in the market. Okay, so why would you use something else that's not safe when you got one that can do the same result or better that's safe? Well, that's us. And so that product is very much like a poof disruptor. Once it finds its slot, it's going to go huge. And so we know this. The market doesn't really know. They don't know. How do you discern all that, right? Well, you got to prove it. Well, that's what we're doing. We're proving it. I'm good with that. So anyway, this is a company you got to watch because there's so many irons in the fire, and they're built to really ramp explosively with partnerships. And once that gets done, man, Katie bar the door. We're on it.
Yeah, I mean, I remembered you had mentioned surgical tools earlier in the talk, so I was wondering how that was going to come back, and you brought it back in, so I appreciate that.
Oh, it's coming. Well, in fact, it's so exciting. We've publicly announced we're negotiating with partners. You got to get them done. They're not done until they're done, so you can't invest on that yet. It's still very forward looking. And even the analyst coverage, they say, I don't even know how to forecast it. I'm like, yeah, I know, I got it. You can't forecast it. Because until you find that slot with the right partner, you're organic and you're grinding. Well, okay, that's fine. We'll grind and it'll be organic. But listen, we're advancing a cause that will become explosive. And when it goes, it's going to make a lot of money and do really great stuff to make people safer. And that's our whole thesis of the company. So this is a great company. I hope people will do a little deeper dive because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, well, we always enjoy talking to you, Dennis. We're looking forward to talking to you again. Of course, any updates at BioLargo, let us know. We'd love to get you back on and discuss them. As you guys can see there in the chat, ticker is up on the screen, BLGO, if you want to go check it out. Dennis, again, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a great weekend.
Go BioLargo. Thanks, Aaron. See you.
See you, Dennis. All right, guys, that was Dennis Calvert, the CEO and founder of BioLargo. Again, ticker up on the screen, on the screen somewhere. Which way? This way. BLGO, BioLargo. Shout out. This live trading and all access was sponsored by BioLargo. So, everyone, Friday we're gonna AT. Are we redirecting straight from this to the Raz report? Okay. Do we have nothing between then? Okay. So at 2:30, we'll be playing the Raz Report with Chris Camillo. There will be some special stock picks, a discussion about AI, a discussion about tech stocks. I mean, this tech stock rally has been absolutely just dizzying this year. We've got NASDAQ's up like 30% year to date, and it's not even July yet. I mean, up 30% in June. So Chris Camillo, Raz are going to try to make some sense of that, as well as some kind of top secret stock picks that you got to watch the video to get. So again, this stream will redirect you there. Do not go anywhere. Tune in to that new special edition of the Raz Report. We will be doing more of those. Smash the like if you have not already. Peace and love, y'all.